Now, the way the sentence is structured, you say, we are not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least for now. That means at some future date, we may call for the slaughter of white people. Is that correct?
Let's deal with that at that future date. I don't know what's going to happen.
So you're saying you are not ruling out that in the future you may very well call for the slaughter of white people.
It may not be me.
Could it be you?
It could be me, yes, but it may not be me.
Yeah, so it could be you. You could, at some future date, call for the slaughter of white people.
What will necessitate that?
You tell me.
I don't know. Why would I do that?
You've said you could do it in the future. Is that correct?
I can't guarantee that I can't do it or I won't do it.
So right now,
so I'm not ruling out that possibility.
If I asked you to pledge to say, I will never call for the slaughter of white people, would you make that pledge?
I will do it with ease.
Make that pledge.
Why would I do that?
I'm asking you to make that pledge. You said I will do it.
I won't do it.
Make the pledge.
I won't do it.
You won't do it?
Yes.
I understand. If I asked you to pledge to say, I will never call for the slaughter of white people, would you make that pledge?
I will do it with ease.
Make that pledge.
Why would I do that?
I'm asking you to make that pledge. You said I will do it.
I won't do it.
Make the pledge.
I won't do it.
You won't do it?
Yes.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Chris Wyatt Africa. This is Chris in central Pennsylvania. This is what passes for civilization in 21st century South Africa. A black man calling for the slaughter of people based on their skin pigmentation. Even the National Party never made such open, dangerous, vile threats against the population. But Julius Malema, the leader of the economic freedom fighters, has been rabble-rousing and spewing racial hatred for years and getting away with it. And he thinks he's Teflon-coated, bulletproof, that he can't be taken down and imprisoned for his crimes. Maybe he's right. There seems to be no stomach in the race-hustling African National Congress or its Department of Injustice to prosecute actual criminals in South Africa, whether they be cash and transit heists, farm murderers, criminal syndicates, cigarette smugglers, not the low-level people that bring it in their cars, but the people behind it, the big heavyweights, the politicians and the police and military involved in these crimes. They don't seem to have any taste for it, and especially members of parliament who spew racial hatred. This is what Julius Malema had to say about the current trial taking place in the South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, in which the AfriForum civil rights organization filed a lawsuit, civil suit against him, his party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, and one of his other members of the party for their hate speech inciting people to violence. He said, in 1994, we ushered in political freedom, but economic apartheid still prevails. Therefore, there's a need to continue the struggle for economic emancipation. What is on trial before this court and what the applicant, AfriForum, wants is for the struggle for emancipation to be found to be an act of hate, which has nothing to do with the song Kill the Boer being deemed as hate speech. Well, here's a little newsflash for you, Julius Malema, Juju. There's no merit to your outlandish accusation and claim. First, a majority government has ruled the country for 3 decades and ruined it, destroyed its prospects, with education that's worse than it was for anyone under the National Party, especially for poor black South Africans. A whole element of nouveau riche, black, wealthy individuals and others have been created by the African National Congress rather than addressing education, security, and economic opportunity. AfriForum has nothing to do with that. They're a civil rights organization. Their case against you is for inciting violence. Your songs about killing people have nothing to do with economic emancipation. Now, Malema also objected to the song being translated literally to mean that the EFF is encouraging the killing of Afrikaners and farmers. Only that's exactly what it does. It is literally saying, kill the Boer. Now, Ernst Roets, in his book, Kill the Boer, alleged a killing was a consequence of Malema spewing this hatred. Now, in response, Malema said that Ernst Roets' book is badly written, full of mistakes, and has never been peer-reviewed. Well, Ernst Roets' book is not an academic paper going before other peers. Struggle songs should never be taken literally, as they always have a more deeper meaning. Why are you singing them? The struggle is over. The National Party capitulated and majority rule came to the country. Your issues aren't with the minority population, it's with the majority government. That's who's responsible for the country. Singing songs to murder people is not an appropriate mechanism to right any supposed wrong. Now, under cross-examination by Advocate Mark Oppenheimer, this quote was brought up from an interview with Julius Malema a few years ago. It was on television. "We are not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least for now." Now, under cross-examination, Advocate Mark Oppenheimer asked him about it, and Malema said, "Let's deal with that further date. I don't know what's going to happen. It may not be me that kills white people." Oppenheimer said, "Could it be you?" "It may be me, yes," says Malema in response. "I'm not ruling it out." And then, not exact quote, but basically the sense of it, "I will not pledge not to kill white people." Now, Julius Malema has shown his backside in this video in court before the world to see. Where will the outrage come from civil rights organizations, human rights organizations such as Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, United Nations? Where will the European Union come down on this? They'll remain silent. For you see, you can threaten to commit genocide against a group of people based on their skin pigmentation so long as that pigmentation is pale. This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. This vile, race-hustling, hate speech is disgusting, and these people should be exposed and prosecuted for their crimes.
So you're saying you are not ruling out that in the future you may very well call for the slaughter of white people?
Wanting to murder fellow Homo sapiens simply because of the color of their skin.
It may not be me.
Could it be you?
It could be me, yes, but it may not be me.
Now, to help Julius Malema out, if he wants to blame people for the historic conditions of South Africa, that's one thing. But over half of the minority population and majority population in South Africa was born after the end of apartheid. They've grown up knowing only one political power, with the exception of those who live in the Western Cape and a few municipalities, and that has been the African National Congress, of which Julius Malema was complicit and a member in the ANC Youth League until his dispute with Jacob Zuma, and he split off a little splinter group of prison jumpsuit-wearing clowns. It's time to prosecute Julius Malema for his crimes. He likes jumpsuits. I'm sure an orange one, an escort, would be lovely. Folks, if you're not a subscriber, take a moment, become one, smash the button right down there. This has been an analysis of Julius Malema's gobbledygook, race-hustling garbage spewed in a courtroom in Johannesburg. Thanks a lot. Cheers.